A duel in Elden Ring threw every unwritten rule of PvP on its head for the duration, becoming a comical jumble of unending parries and eternally missed hits. Elden Ring PvP has received many upgrades, including significant rebalancing that addressed the viability of several talents and a scale tweak that helps future competitive play. Still, how has it violated the unwritten rules? And what is encountered in the Elden Ring? Here's what we know so far. To begin, Elden Ring Duel breaks all of the unwritten rules. The best way to describe the Elden Ring player versus player mode, as well as the online components of the vast majority of From Software games, is an arena filled with weapons and other items that players are free to use to kill each other however they see fit.
Spirit springs can be used while on horseback to launch high into the air. This allows for stress-free traversal of areas with a great deal of verticality.
Dueling is a practice that arose as a result of some players taking this free-for-all a little more seriously than the rest of the players. Thus, it got its name. The community ostensibly agrees on a specific location to serve as a de facto arena, a self-imposed level cap is implemented to make encounters as fair as they can reasonably be, and etiquette develops naturally over time. This is how duels work. In a video posted to Reddit by user AlarmingSpend5405, the intruder is seen arriving at their destination, where they most likely expected the subsequent confrontation to play out similarly to previous ones. These hopes are dashed in a matter of seconds when the host abruptly turns around and attempts to backstab the invader, who was displaying an emote at the time. Moving on, more specifics on the subject. The unofficial laws of Elden Ring dueling have already been swept away, and instead, before engaging in combat, contestants are supposed to pause for a moment of mutual acknowledgement. Because of the invulnerability frames that the invasion animation offered, the invader could get away with this disgraceful act. After that, there was complete chaos for the next 2 minutes. The host of Elden Ring develops an unhealthy reliance on parrying, and despite dozens of efforts, they cannot succeed. Because of this, they cannot benefit from the jumping attacks used by the invaders because the strikes are too high for them. As a result, another unwritten rule is broken when the host uses their flasks to heal themselves during a duel, which is not normally anticipated to occur. The unusual tournament ends with an artistically ironic outcome after connection problems allow the host to float and drift about at points. The invader pulls off the fight's lone successful parry and promptly follows it up with a critical hit that wipes out the host's remaining health. People mentioned in the comments that the host's name was Katy Perry, and some of them believed the never-ending parries were nothing more than an elaborate joke on the part of the host. This was in line with the trend that Elden Ring players were taking on the personalities of memes and famous persons at the time. Following that, Elden Ring player becomes a fast food delivery invader. Instead of the traditional murder that PvP generates, an Elden Ring invader has chosen to create a food delivery business for the famished tarnished they stumble across. From Software products, particularly those with the Soulsborne label, have a history with PvP, with community sentiment swinging the instant drastically a single weapon is modified or an exploit that renders skill obsolete is revealed. However, among the gankers, one-shots, and hackers, Elden Ring players have discovered a charitable niche, bringing items and a sense of empathy for those they invade. In a video shared to Reddit by RedRanger775, an invader clad in bandit garb and boots is seen entering another realm around the beginning of crumbling Farum Azula. They instantly use the casual greeting emote and start walking forward cautiously, using the furled fingers trick mirror to disguise themselves as the host. The host and their ally notice a strange invasion and join in, reacting with their greeting emotes. The invader then drops boiled crab, a consumable in Elden Ring that enhances physical damage mitigation by about 17%. In a comment, the invader said they named their character DoorDash after an American meal ordering and delivery service to invade, dropping boiled crab for the host and then leaving without more ado. They failed to drop the products numerous times owing to faulty inputs, but noted that this invasion was carried out around 2 a.m., leading to jokes that DoorDash personnel were being pushed too deep into the lands between. Next up, Elden Ring player easily kills Malenia with a great sword. An Elden Ring fan has offered a simple approach for defeating Malenia, Blade of Miquella, one of the game's most difficult bosses. Elden Ring was released in February and was an instant financial and critical success. Fans adore Ranni the Witch, Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, Godfrey, and Malenia, among many other intriguing Elden Ring characters. Most players perish hundreds of times at the hands of these deadly bosses, namely Malenia, who appears to be the fiercest. Malenia has a reputation for killing Elden Ring players several times due to her two-phased boss fight and extremely difficult moveset. Waterfowl Dance, her most renowned move, is reputed to one-shot even the most experienced players. Naturally, players seek cheeseways for millennia to save themselves hours of effort. Fortunately, one Elden Ring player has given a method for defeating millennia using a rare greatsword. Palpitation Witty 8195 of Reddit provided a video of this millennia cheese that can assist players defeat her. Surprisingly, this millennia cheese necessitates using a greatsword rather than a spell or incantation. Palpitation Witty 8195 made full use of Ordovis's greatsword by pounding millennia with its Ash of War, Ordovis's Vortex, an attack that promptly knocks her out. After breaking millennia's poise, the player strikes with a critical hit, causing a significant dent in her health bar. Soon after, the player defeats her first phase and gains access to the boss fight's second phase. Moving on, what do we know about Elden Ring's DLC? Elden Ring's patch 1.07 revealed a wealth of potential information about upcoming content for the game. In many game files discovered by well-known data miner Sekiro Dubi, there appeared to be a focus on the Colosseum scattered throughout Elden Ring. These Colosseums are inaccessible in Elden Ring without bugs or modification. However, many fans believe these constructions aren't just for show and must serve a purpose due to their scale. This is to enable larger PvP arenas in Elden Ring, something many players have been requesting for quite some time. However, if the main objective of these Colosseums is to better PvP, gamers will only learn a little about the DLC's tale. It could revolve around the player becoming the greatest champion by fighting in these grand arenas, but this may not be to everyone's liking, as keeping additional content centered on 3 Colosseums wouldn't be in the spirit of Elden Ring's game design, which has the Tarnished travel across a variety of different landscapes. The Great Jar in Elden Ring, which stands steadfast outside the Colosseum in Caelid and has 3 summon signs in front of it, has received much attention on the internet. The emergence of this strange, enormous character has prompted some to speculate that future Elden Ring material may include a study of the Jar's lore. Given Alexander the Warrior Jar's emphasis on being stronger, Elden Ring's DLC might employ the Colosseums to help the player develop in power. Finally, the Fire Giant's moveset is a high bar for From Software. Finding the right arena to house the encounter and providing the camera with enough space to see oncoming attacks can be challenging when trying to make any giant boss fight work in the Souls-like formula that From Software has built. Although Elden Ring fails to pull the camera back frequently enough, the arena is ideal for the Fire Giant because it provides the boss with ample space to move around and a moveset that makes positioning extremely important. It is a boss capable of easily overwhelming a player. Still, the space provides the opportunity to either retreat or charge depending on what is required in the current situation. There are very few instances in which the player needs to be given sufficient warning about an impending attack from the Fire Giant. This is true even when most of the foe's body is hidden from view. The boss always has plenty of unfair advantages, such as audio cues and long wind-ups that keep a consistent pace from one attempt to the next, but they never outright cheat to get the win. This indicates that the Elden Ring's Fire Giant has the potential to crush players into dust with little effort. Still, the strategy for victory is something that anyone who has already made the journey to mountaintops of the giants should be capable of. What are your thoughts on our video? What about the Elden Ring's Duel? Do you support the claim that it violated all the unwritten rules? Please let us know in the comment section. Well, that marks the end of our video for today. We hope you enjoyed it. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this in future. Thanks for watching.